Eating after a small gap or a break? Small or very small? Very small. Yes. Okay. Guys, are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
Sign against children. Coming like this. Do some safety precautions, madam. Aircon is not so good as this. Oh, this is that old little girl I saw earlier. How are you, everyone? Exams are all done. School exams. Last exam. So done. History is done. Hey, Samarth and Aditya, which exams have been completed in your schools?
Sir, not declared any exam. At last of July.
How about you, Samarth?
So my exam is at
Audience. That is was a test then. The one that you have already done. The exams are going to come. Okay, now you tell me, since I had not missed, Anubhav sir has taken, and then now there is a change of a small role with me. I heard just now, double confirm that I will be taking geography as well for you guys. Okay? Me चाहिए? ऐसा नहीं चाहिए. इधर से देखते हैं. Hey, Samarth and Aditya, I'm going to continue with the geography as well.
Okay.
I need some reactions, man.
Yes, sir. We know.
How do you... That's a very belated news for me. तुझे कैसे मालूम पड़ा? मुझे अभी मालूम पड़ा.
Anubhav sir said.
Oh, okay. So now just gauge me. History. Did I keep any chapter in progress? In progress status? No. Completed. Nationalism in India, I think I was doing.
No.
But I have completed. Yes. So shall we start a new day with a new syllabus and new paper? Yes. Geography. Now tell me.
I have one.
Wait. We got 2 lectures now. Hi, chill now. So geography, how many are having now? 1, 2. I'll try to get more copies for you. Now you just tell me which topic in geography I need to continue. If at all, the other agriculture. Are you sure? Cross check. Because if already other teacher has done, I should not. Are you sure?
Yes, sir. Agriculture, minerals and energy resources.
So I need to start with agriculture. Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay. So everyone put today's heading, today's date and write the heading agriculture. Please. Is it Anuj? Yes, sir. The geography चाहिए? Geography चाहिए. और मुझे 1-2 वॉल्यूम एक्स्ट्रा रखने को दे ठीक है सर. Okay, so write down the introduction for the agriculture topic. Along with Anuj who came in. Write down. The term agriculture has been derived from. The term agriculture has been derived from. The term agriculture has been derived from 2 Latin words. The term agriculture has been derived from 2 Latin words. Ager and culture. Ager and culture. Which means this. Land and cultivation. The term agriculture has been derived from 2 Latin words. It is already written. I'm not going to repeat. Ager and culture. Beto. This is the RAS.
Yes.
Oh, thank you. Sit down, please. Ager and culture, which refers to land and cultivation. Right? India is an agrarian economy. India is an agrarian economy. I'll write that word. Is an agrarian. A-G-R-A-R-I-A-N. Economy. What does this abbreviation stands for?
Dependence.
Yeah. With respect to. Reference थोड़ा बड़ा word हो जाता है. School level के लिए हम लोग respect to. With respect to. Employment, total employment, and contribution to national. With reference to, sorry, with respect to, with respect to total employment and national income of the economy or of the country.
The contribution.
Total employment and contribution to the national income. You have to catch all the words which falls or runs out of my mouth. Okay, another. What's a big difference? Next, agriculture in India is aptly supported by, aptly or fully. Agriculture in India is aptly supported by A, B, C, and D, which you have to find out from the volume. It's right there in the first page of the volume.
Agriculture in India
is aptly supported by. I can also tell, but just try to check it from your volume. This all.
So here it's going right
there. Same. वो लिख दें as one below the other.
5 minutes.
ठीक है. ये ले. You are a real man. Kushal is absent, and Samarth is present, and then Aditya Nikam is also present, and Jaslyn is also online. Is it? She's absent. Oh my God! This is getting like this. Or this case it can. It's okay. Take it. Samarth is present. Hey, Sunny. Till it doesn't answer. Everyone have written? Use of volume. It's there on the first page. Factors supporting agriculture in India. So once you copy it and say yes, then I'll start my normal discussion for the topic. Shall we?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
And now you can close your books and the volume, and then I'll explain the whole topic. Shall we?
Yes.
So when you look at the topic and then you understand and tell me, am I correct when I'm saying India is an agrarian economy? When I'm saying the word employment, more than 40% of the employment of India, it's alone from agriculture. Correct? Then they say close to 35%. Now it might be less also. 35% of the total income comes only from the primary sector, and that also mainly from agriculture. If you remember that sectors of Indian economy, the chapter, we have primary, secondary, and tertiary. So when we say the word primary, what are the activities? Agriculture, forestry, fishing, mining, and quarrying. What is secondary? No business. All manufacturing industries and business. All manufacturing industries and factories. Tertiary, also known as service sector. Banking, insurance, teachers, doctors, lawyers, transport, communication, etc., etc. So that is PST that I explained in the simple way in economics. Okay. And I pull you back to geography. We say the total employment is also high and the total contribution is also high. So can we say agriculture is the dominant sector of Indian economy? Do you accept the word dominant? Because we have secondary and tertiary. Although they are very advanced, although they are very, we can say modern and developed, even agriculture is not far left behind. So India as a country, today we say it is a granary. You understand the word granary of entire Asia. But all thanks to Russia and Ukraine, when they were busy in the war, India started feeding even the population of Europe, which was not a seen till date. Why? Ukraine and Russia was the more than 90% supplier of wheat, because they don't consume rice anyway, Europeans, is it? So India has taken over the role of both Ukraine and Russia. So our own Punjab and Haryana farmers, the biggest producer of wheat, have become more interestingly involved in the job because their wheat is going even to Europe. So that really says India is not even a granary of Asia, but also a granary of Europe. Are you understanding? A time was there when China was defeating India, not in terms of war, but in terms of trade. But now India is slowly ebbing away. What is ebbing away? Escaping away in the race. And India is trying to put pressure on China, at least in some sectors. Because China has taken 20 years to become the dominance. India bhi utna naya hai, at least in the competition. Sooner or later, we say agriculture of India might be the agriculture of like any other developed country. Already we start using some drones to spray pesticides in some farms in both Punjab and Haryana. Maybe a time will come, we will be using an LCA. What is LCA? Guess what? Light combat. Combat means fighting ke liye, aeroplanes, where Americans use it. America ka agar main bolu, it is 9% agriculture only, but then also they are able to feed the population. Why? No doubt Bihar and UP has outdated America in terms of total population. That's why 8% agriculture ke own people. You understand that? They are majority of the junk food eating people. So they require more wheat and more meat as compared to an Indian. Do we require more wheat and more meat? Paka? We are more of a vegetarian community. Non-veg we have, but very few, and that also very less. Slowly and steadily, India has taken over majority of the developing nation as a leading producer of agricultural commodities. Is it okay? Yes. Now then, when I want to explain the word ager and culture, that has been known, land and cultivation. Now for you and me, we do not have any attachment towards the land since we are living in a concrete jungle type. But if you have any near and distant relatives who are deep interior parts of some rural areas, even for planting a coconut tree, and if the coconut tree runs without water, they cry as if my own children is without the food. That much of attachment to the agriculture. Correct? So agriculture in India is not even a profession or a job, but it is also my attachment to my culture and my life and my part and parcel of. Ek time aisa tha ki they used to say it was the most important or the dominant sector. Even today, there are so many festivals which are attached to agriculture. Right from Makar Sankranti in Maharashtra that they celebrate, Bihu in Assam, or Baisakhi in Chandigarh, Punjab area, and some parts of Telangana, then Hyderabad, all over India we celebrate. So today also we say agriculture is nothing but a mere part and parcel of every Indian's life. So although you and me do not know the importance, but then we are also part and parcel of that because we directly depend on agriculture for food only. Okay, so the number of malnutrition or undernutrition or any other anemia type disease Not with us, we born and brought up in cities, but the rural area, we have to really supply what? Good quality food grains. India is the only country where they have supplied for the last 2 years free ration food to all the communities in UP, Bihar, and some parts of Madhya Pradesh. I think this July or August, the government is going to stop that free ration. That is the biggest, food distribution program of the country. So when I'm going to explain in agriculture in detail, we will be having something called as FCI. What about FCI? PDS. Sorry. FCI known as Food Corporation of India. Okay. And PDS, come on.
Public distribution system.
Very good. We have fair price shops under this, and then we have ration shop. Fair price shops are almost more or less very limited functions, but the ration shop functioning in India is very, very important, at least in the rural parts of the country. So the entire chapter will be trying to understand the importance of agriculture, where we'll be discussing more in like a chart-like part, which is very beautifully given in our volume. We'll be going into food crops, then we'll be going into cash crops or plantation crops. Then we will be having a small part called horticulture. Horticulture means simply we say it's the flowers, which India does it. Along with flowers, we also have fruits. So after this topic in your volume, they might have given 3 types of agricultural pattern. So one is, I'll just explain, no need to open also. One, we have intensive primitive farming. Second, we have intensive subsistence farming. And third, we have commercial or the modern farming. So the first one that I need to explain with you guys is nothing but it is primitive, but we use the word subsistence. So both the word will be coming in 2 points at least first. The first word is primitive subsistence farming. Okay. And the second word, it is again subsistence, but it is intensive subsistence farming. And third, we call it as either commercial farming, okay, or we call it as modern farming, or we can also call a separate paragraph given as both in the textbook as well as in the volume called as plantation agriculture. So this is what we are saying based on the activity of farming. We have 3 types. The first one is primitive. Any idea the word primitive subsistence farming according to you? The word is saying primitive. We will be making use of the ancient technique of farming. If I use the word ancient technique, you might have heard about something called a slash and burn agriculture. Suna hai? Yes. What is the other word? Slash and burn agriculture. Ziraat farming bhi bolta hai. In some area we call it as Zoom cultivation. Correct? That is one. But let me tell you, we will be making use of the very old implements, or not even implements. It is made up of sticks only. So we have digging sticks. Then we have hose, and majority power is animal power and supplemented by human labor. So no modern machines. So we will say simple tools and equipments which are used in our primitive time. Here there will be no surplus production. Why surplus production nahi rahega? Since it is use of very old method. So there is no surplus production. It is to meet one's own family needs. I'm saying one's own family needs. That is the meaning of the word subsistence. Surplus, there is no chance at all. Because I will be not having a family which we call it as Hum Do Hamare Do. Purana time. I will be having Hum Do Hamare 15 in those days. So to feed my that 15 bacha itself is enough. Surplus ka to sawal hi nahi hota. Why? Because the technique is very old. Abhi digging stick aap log ne dekha bhi nahi rahega, where they will dig a particular part of the ground and one seed will. One more regular interval, this kind. And generally bullocks will be used normally for farming. And they are generally 90% of the crops are dependent on monsoon. Correct? So every step I'm trying to explain that it is which farming? Primitive farming, the meaning of the word subsistence, simply to meet one's own consumption. Even if surplus is there, they will be storing it, no sale or no, we can say barter system also. So is the primitive systems very much clear? I'll be giving notes, don't worry, since I have to explain. Anyone from the online guys? Now second, again it is subsistence, but the word is intensive. So before I tell you the word intensive, I will be mentioning a program. I hope nobody will give me the full form of this. Program to maine boli diya. What is IADP? Intensive Area Development Program. The word intensive, I feel today's children are more intensive than what we used to study. अभी बच्चा को कल एग्जाम है तो आज रात को याद आता है मुझे पढ़ना है, वो भी कभी रात को 12 बजे के बाद, क्योंकि तब तक तो शायद वो बेचारा टेक्निकल दुनिया में बहुत बिजी था. एंड ऑल्सो तूने याद क्यों नहीं दिलाया, कल मेरा पेपर है. अगर डैड बोलता है 12 बजे तो क्या पूरा 5 घंटा है सोने का, नहीं सिर्फ 1 घंटा पढ़ेगा. What does they do? Pick up certain topics. मम्मी ये आएगा, ठीक करें, नहीं आएगा तो तू ही रेस्पॉन्स. डैड से पूछा ये नहीं आएगा, डैड बोलेगा नहीं आएगा, ठीक है नहीं आएगा तो तू ही मार. So what I'm trying to say, you are doing a very short study but intensive study. Less time, more marks. Some follow some malpractices also. Even I am of the view, but never get caught. If at all you are doing it, don't do it in the exam hall. But अगर करने का आदत है तो जरा बच के और जरा सच के बाहर आ जाओ. But I'm not the first person to say to go for it. So I always explain the word intensive. She might be studying the chapter for 2 hours. He might be studying the same chapter for even half an hour. अभी क्या डिफरेंस है टेक्निक में. वो बेचारी बहुत डिटेल में टेक्स्ट बुक वॉल्यूम सब देखते हैं. अनुज बोलता है क्या करने का, बस सब टॉपिक करो बस. अनुज को लगता है कि मैं बहुत कुछ लिख सकता है, बट बेचारा उधर जाके 4 सब हेडिंग में 2 ही सब हेडिंग याद है, 2 सब हेडिंग में सोच रहा बेचारा, अपना 2 सब हेडिंग डाल के. I'm just giving a case study, nothing like any in that. So the word intensive means more production at less time. Now why do you need more production at less time? The word itself will be same, because here the agricultural land is limited. I'm saying agricultural land is limited, but what is not limited? According to economics, the population is unlimited. Do you accept this word limited and unlimited? So how do we match the land with that of the demands of the population? Now I have to do some agriculture which will give me more production and less possible time. अभी समझा मैं वो explain क्यों कर रहा था? So you also need to go for which study? Intensive study? Yes. But ऐसा फालतू नहीं, but detail में करो. So we always believe only one thing: when the land is limited, but the population pressure over the land is high, I go for a farming which I call it as intensive, but I add the word subsistence. Why again subsistence? Here also my aim is not to produce surplus, only to feed the surplus population. Am I using surplus land or surplus population? Surplus population. Is the land limited? Yes. Now if I ask why? Because population has taken over the supply of the land. अब जितना population बढ़ेगा, they will occupy some place to settlement. They will not see agriculture. अभी मैं बोलता कि आप इधर बिल्डिंग बांध रहे हैं, नहीं सर इधर है ना राइस प्रोडक्शन, बाहर में जा मुझे बिल्डिंग है ना, मैंने बहुत महंगा लिया है. I still remember, I think Anubhav sir's dad's word when he booked this particular office in our one of the office party years too, कि सर का डैड ने ये जगह बुक किया था जब ये बिल्डिंग का इवन पूजा भी स्टार्ट नहीं किया था. करेक्ट. पहला हमारा हेड ऑफिस था वाशी में, वेरी बिग, एंड आई थिंक Anuj knows that. That was a little bit of a rental and costly. Now it is our own building and it is our own area. No rental, no nothing. Expansion to the max and minimum to the cost. Are you understanding what I'm trying to say? If his grandpa might have taken the decision in those days to book this area, आज ये हमारा head office नहीं बन पाता. Understand? We remember working in the head office somewhere part of sector 17, but that was not as good as what this building is. But then we have the freedom of using our own land without any rent or anything. Are you understanding? So since the population is growing, the land has become limited. Now population needs food, but how can I feed them? So I will not use a normal seed which I'll be using. I'll be using a which seed here? I'll be using a hybrid seed. What is hybrid? You know, HYV, which will be taking less time to grow, but the problem, it needs more inputs बोलते थे, water, fertilizer, pesticide, etc. अभी normal seed grow होगा 3 months या 3.5 months में, and हाँ कौन सा seed? And the hand was playing in the mobile, I think. No, but the way she was hidingly working on the, and suddenly मैंने देखा eyes gives the best picture what you are not doing. Leave it. I was saying hybrid seeds will not take a longer time, within the less time, it will be giving more produce. So here we not only work for production, but we work for a word, productivity. You remember the difference between production and productivity? Anyone can tell me the difference? When I say the word production, total wheat production, UP ranks number 1. Productivity, Haryana and Punjab. Can you tell me the difference? The area under wheat in UP is much larger. That's why the total production is high. Whereas in compared to UP, in Punjab and Haryana, the land is less. But within this less land, they are getting high productivity. Because for 10th CBSE or ICSE, we target, and UT has a wonderful curriculum by October, November, December. But हमारा बच्चा बोलता है मैं फेब के पहले हाथ नहीं लगाऊंगा, मार्च भी तो पड़ा है पढ़ाई के लिए, है ना? फिर बोलता है जैन आते हैं, बोलता है न्यू ईयर मना करना है, मतलब वो तो 31 में गया, सो क्या? फिर मार्च में ऐसा होता है जैसे कि वो जिंदगी में उसका निकल गया, सर अभी एग्जाम है, मतलब हाँ वो तो हम लोग जैन से बोलते हैं, हाँ सर अभी क्या करने का. So what I'm trying to say, the word intensity you have to start right from day 1. फिर तुरंत बताओ पूरा जून गया, अभी जुलाई है, and then you don't know August, September, October will run like any other month. Then you are at the footstep of getting the hall ticket. Hall ticket आता है, बच्चा को लगता है कि दुनिया का पहला यूरोपियन यूनियन का वो ब्लू चिप वीजा बोलता है, वो आ गया मेरा, हॉल टिकट आ गया. मतलब हॉल टिकट ये है बेटा एग्जाम देना, तो वो क्या हो गया, मुझे तो हॉल टिकट मिलेगा वही भरोसा नहीं था, because of his behavior in the school. Correct? And every teacher before the hall ticket, even during our school days, hall ticket नहीं मिलेगा. I will write a letter to the board itself. इतना बड़ा फॉर्म आता है जिसमें सारा डिटेल्स भरता है. जिस दिन हम लोग का फ्रेंड्स लोग ने साइन किया ना, क्या अभी हमारा साइन हो गया, तो बहुत ब्लैकमेल करती थी हॉल टिकट, तो क्या हो गया, आई विल कट योर नेम. हमारा क्लास टीचर कट करके तो देखा प्रिंसिपल को, so look how and जिस दिन हमारा हॉल टिकट आया, the way the entire batch shouted, I still remember. I was in 10 CBSE G batch it was, and G and H तो इतना जोर से चिल्लाया, मैम ने इतना बड़ा बंडल लेकर आया, और लेकर आते इतना लंबा शीट, उसमें हमारा फोटो लगा था और CBSE का स्टैम्प लगा था. एक लड़का, वाह क्या हॉल टिकट, मतलब हॉल टिकट तो एंट्री तो मिला ना भाई, फिर बाद में एग्जाम के बाद में. So we say the word entry means here you are moving away from the primitive substance and you are entering into the intensive. Again it is subsistence. Why? Because your main target is to feed the unlimited population. Agar bach gaya, then only you will sell it in the which market? Generally in the local or a national. You will not target international market. Is it okay? Is primitive subsistence and intensive subsistence absolutely clear?
Yes.
Shall I give the notes first and then explain commercially, or वो भी कर दूं? मुझे कोई इशू नहीं, I can keep on going. Notes, commercial भी कर देते हैं ना? I have got a big disciplined boy. तो जिंदगी भर भी explain कर, मुझे कोई इशू नहीं. But notes बनते हैं. Good. Okay. Now, anyone have a query? एक काम करते हैं. In between notes and in between, I am going to explain. You read intensive and subsistence in your notebook, in your volume, so that at least लिखने से पहले आपको एक background knowledge तो मिल जाएगा. Primitive subsistence and intensive subsistence learn करें. क्रीम लेकर आके दो. Hey, Samarth and Aditya, read from your volume, so that at least you get a brief idea when I'm going to give you detailed notes on that. These are old plows, all wooden का बनाया हुआ रहेगा. You guys got the news of the prize ceremony, 24th of this month. I think sir also. No. That's for the last year's CBSE and ICSE. Due to COVID, UT couldn't organize. But this year I heard, in fact, 24th of this month, we'll be having the prize distribution ceremony. Earlier we used to have it in Vishnudas Bhavi. Now in Nerul we have a momentum. I think this batch maybe, I don't know, but the last year's batch might be coming. And every year it is a wonderful function. Unlike any other classes, music, dance, masti nahi rahega. Only the program and only the parents will be coming. So I would love you to be one of the part, at least for the future year, the next academic year, I'm saying. And no doubt to say 100 to 100%, many people get it. And perfect 100. And COVID की वजह से नहीं हुआ. I think this year we are going to have. CBSE is going to declare the result 15th of this month. And नहीं बंद है. I don't know. And then I think once CBSE comes out with the results, I think 17, 18 या 20 के पहले वो भी हो जाए. 10th ICC last batch and 10 CBSE. That's 2-3 days. You will be very busy. You know, all students will be, and you must. Sunday को रहता है. Since due to exams is it? Okay. तो देख लो, अगर आप लोग को एंट्री मिल रहा है तो अच्छा है, but we will have our own crowd and that hall is not as big as Kushita's got it. But at least sir photos वगैरह डालते हैं, so it is an encouragement for you guys. I remember 2 साल पहले ना, we got 3 all India ranked 1 students, 1 lakh था, 75,000 था, 50,000 ऐसा कुछ cash prize दिया था सर ने, and all India rankers, and it is such a morale booster for all the students. I keep saying that. 1 को 1 lakh दिया cash and 75 and 50,000. And that was a wonderful year. And सर ने मैंने सुना विष्णुदास बावे में था और कोई स्पेशल 4-wheeler में उनका राउंड्स भी हुआ. मैं तभी कॉलेजेस में बहुत बात करता रहता था, फंक्शंस थोड़ा कम आता. जब मैं आया बोला कि स्टूडेंट्स को राउंड लगाने कोई तो स्पेशल कार में रखे. They have done that. So next year I hope you guys to be one and all. I can't promise what अनुभव सर is funny, but ये सब हुआ है. So at least there is some moral booster for you guys, na? So shall we book a truck for you? अरे truck मतलब मैं बोलने का मैं उतने बड़ी नहीं है. अरे हमर को भी हम लोग ट्रक ही बोलते हैं हमारे लैंग्वेज. You know what is an hammer? Have you seen a hammer in move? ठीक है. Carry on. Intensive subsistence and primitive subsistence, and then I'm going to explain commercial. वो बहुत बेकार है, 4 व्हील रहता है और दलेर में देखा छोटा भाई के पास है, तो लड़की को घुमाने के लिए वही गाड़ी पे फॉर्म में बोलते हैं. Seriously. I forget his name on this. उसका नाम क्या है? दलेर में देखा ब्रदर, एक सिंगर है ना बंदा. हाँ, मीका सिंह. Very popular film. Yeah, but Mika Singh I know, because once that Rakhi Sawant has made a big house and news with him. Kabhi tum log shall go into ranking. And that particular lady is known for all unwanted comments only. You know, very beautiful actress of Bollywood. Not to see that. All spare parts done, medical surgeries. Right from the nose, lips. नहीं पागल नहीं बोल सकता, वो तो पूरी ही पागल. उसका भी एक कंपटीशन है ना, एक और एक लेडी जो कुछ भी ड्रेस पहन के रोड्स में चलती रहती है. उन लोग दोनों का आजकल बहुत संगति चल रही है. हाँ, सॉरी आई डोंट नो. कुछ भी एक ड्रेस पहन ली, हुक से पहना हुआ पूरा ड्रेस पहन के फिर किधर भी जाती है, एंड उसके पीछे 4 कैमरामैन जाते हैं. What's her name? Urfi Jawad. 3 sisters are there. Second sister is also in the same line. Like, क्या इनको मिलता है? She has purchased a flat in Toronto. This lady, Rakhi sir. वो flat का पूरा डिटेल. उधर किसी को पकड़ा को पकड़ा. Okay, so that was general knowledge. Let us come back to agricultural knowledge. So is intensive and primitive. Whatever I have explained is there. उधर थोड़ा shorts रहेगा, but मैंने थोड़ा सा long में explain कर दिया. Now let me take you to the word commercial. The word is commercial and the word is plantation. The meaning of the word commercial according to you, mainly for profit, mainly for selling it in the national as well as in the international market. Since it is for profit, mainly the rich farmers will be in the arena. I can't imagine a farmer with a bull and little bit of patla बच्चे को लेके चलो हम लोग plantation farming करेंगे. उसको खाने के वांदे और भाई सब rubber plant ग्रो करने जा रहे हैं. So that's not possible. Tea, coffee, rubber, है? So acres and acres of land, only one type of crop. That is what we call plantation. If I say the word commercial, here normally HYV. What is HYV? High yielding variety seeds. This farming was pretty new after the Green Revolution in India. Which year Green Revolution? 7980. The scientist who developed the technology was called as Vergis Kurian. And then the technology was nothing. They applied first on wheat. They got spectacular production. Or the word spectacular, जितना हम लोग ने सोचा उससे भी 3 गुना ज़्यादा मिला. Then we applied the same technology in rice and pulses. So today, no doubt India is having the maximum population of the world. But हमारा गोदाम 3 गुना ज़्यादा भरा हुआ है. Wheat and rice and all that stuff. And Mr. Modi has done wonderful planning. ये बारिश आने से पहले पूरा wheat को उसने यूरोप में भेज दिया. क्योंकि रखने के लिए जगह नहीं रहता था and पूरा sacks of this wheat will be outside. And rainfall comes. And people will take that same wheat 2 rupees per kg. I can't name the company, but you can remember the company like Kingfisher company. Takes that wheat and उसको ferment करके फिर जो बनाते हैं bottles में बिकता है. तो ये शरद पवार ने किया था when he was the agriculture minister of India. Purposely, tons and tons of wheat got decayed due to this rain. And then he made a big agreement with our own Maharashtra company called LP. LP सुना है? महाराष्ट्र में कंपनी में एलपी वो नेरून में स्टॉक भी है लंदन पिल्सनर उस कंपनी के साथ शरद पवार ने पूरा वीट को सड़ा हुआ वीट को बेच दिया मतलब he was agriculture minister of India at that time. So I am saying India has done commercial agriculture since 1979 and 80 and even today we are doing. So we are no more better than but we are better than any other developed country in the world at least in terms of which agriculture? Commercial agriculture. So this is mainly for the profit. But the problem is only the rich farmers can participate. Average Indian farmer is not so rich, but then also we have good deal of farmers who are involved in commercial farming. Is it okay? Now read that, then I'll explain the cropping pattern, then only the notes. I might start. Read commercial farming and let me know if you are seriously reading. Then we have 3 types of cropping pattern. One is Kharif, second is Rabi, third is Zaid crop. Oh, guys, reading it. What is that numbering? What's in between? So the next topic that you will be studying from the volume as well as from the textbook is this. We have cropping pattern. Now, what is the meaning of the word cropping pattern? We have 3 main pattern or 3 main season of crops which are grown. One is the Kharif crops, other is the Rabi, and other is the Zaid. It all depends on the climate. It all depends upon the environmental changes. Kharif, the word I've written, rain-fed crops, but it is sown before the arrival of monsoon. In the month of May and June. May and June. So that their summer season is there, they keep their land ready, even put the seed and then wait. Last week of May or first week of June. So that when the rainfall starts, these crops starts growing. And the cutting will be done in the month of October to November. That is harvesting. And in India, the most important Kharif crop is rice. There are many other, but you have to remember only rice. Is it Kharif clear? Generally, students try to get confused between Kharif and Rabi. इधर जाके rainfed लिखेगा, उधर जाके winter fed लिखेगा. Winter fed नहीं, winter season में grow होता है. मैं rain fed इसलिए बोलता हूँ because it requires lots and lots of water. Like even sugar cane. You understand sugar cane? It requires more water than rice. So that's what I'm saying. It is a Kharif crop. So what is Kharif crop? These are those crops which are sown before the arrival of monsoon in India. Why before the arrival? Because it requires lots and lots of water. Since it requires lots and lots of water, it is grown on a very, very large scale, at least in those areas where rainfall is highest. Is it okay? So that is kharif. The most important kharif food crop is the rice. Second, it is the month of winter, and that is Rabi. Now the word is saying Rabi. It's very simple to tell you. The wheat is the best example. In fact, when I'm going to explain wheat in detail, it requires dual temperature. Sowing का time में 15 to 20 degree रहता है centigrade, and ripening का time में 35 or 30 and above रहना चाहिए. Some people ask me, sir, sowing का time अगर 25 के ऊपर रहेगा तो क्या होगा? That small seed will not sprout. You know what I mean by sprouting? It will dead there only. So that is why wheat requires a dual temperature. So now you understand why it is a winter grown crop, because during the time of winter the temperature will not be very high. And India ka temperature to malum hi hai. It will be something lingering around 20 and 30. It will not go below 10 and 0, except some cases. So normally the wheat is the best example. And again, the cutting will be done in the month of Jan and February till the time it grows. So important second staple food crop of India is wheat. So in understood between wheat and rice, any doubt what is kharif and what is rabi? And then we have a zaid food crop. What is the meaning of the word zaid? In between kharif and rabi, this is taking only 2 to 3 months of time. How much time? Less than that also. Normally we have the muskmelon, watermelon. So this is a supplementary source of income to the farmer. What I'm saying? Supplementary. Whereas these two are main source of income to the farmers. So that is what I'm saying. 3 distinct cropping season: kharif, rabi, and zaid. It is practiced all over India. Maybe in South India, especially the coastal AP and Tamil Nadu, which rainfall they receive? Southwest or northeast? Climate में सिखाया रहेगा. Northeast rainfall. तो उधर का विंटर का टाइम अलग है, और पूरा इंडिया में जब विंटर होता है, तमिलनाडु एंड आंध्र प्रदेश गेट्स रेन. So that time they may also go for kharif. और उधर विंटर नहीं रहता है, 33 and above रहता है. फिर काय का विंटर? Correct. So normally, except that coastal AP and TN, the entire India follows this pattern only: kharif crops, rabi crops, and zaid crops. Is it okay? So now Government of India under zaid they put even horticulture. What is horticulture? Growing of flowers and fruits. If I say the word flowers, jasmine, mainly South India. The roses, all over North India. And roses, let me tell you, although we hate this Feb 14, which was considered to be not so. But India exports maximum roses to Europe. At least on that context, I really support Valentine's Day. The first day I remember in my degree college, that was my last year. I just witnessed ki ye hota kya hai, because I never used to attend all this good faltu days. But then मेरा degree friend ने बोला देख ले अगले साल तो तू फिर वैसे भी भागता रहता teaching एक साल. So I wanted it. But then I told them that it is a wonderful day because it is mainly for exports of the country. We are either भी तो teaching का बात इधर. To be very frank, the Valentine is not only with so-called XYZ friend, but it is also with your parents. It is also with your brother and sister. So India exports maximum number of roses and good quality. And then we have this Nashik vineyard, the biggest grapes. India gets it. It goes directly to France and Italy. And if you want to say wine, I have tasted good one. So it's France and Italy wines are considered to be the best. But then uska grapes India supply करता है. And हमारा महाराष्ट्र supply करता है. और हमारा नासिक वाले बोलते हैं ओए मराठी मानुस हम जाते हैं. Serious. So I've seen some this Italian and these people, they make wines, you know, certain songs are played and they jump into that bucket and उसके ऊपर कूदते रहते हैं. तो सोचो वही गाना हम हमारा येरे येरे पावसा डालेगा और उसमें ग्रेप्स डाल के मराठी मानुस तंबाकू घिसते हुए अगर बनाएगा तो कैसा रहेगा? So grape yarn, I think what is that? Sula wines, is it? Sula wines, it is our own local. It is one of the best, but I've tasted. वो तो शक्कर का पानी लगता है. But then ये जो जायद है ना, इसमें fruits आ जाता है, flowers आ जाता है. Even Alfonso mango, Government of India ने जायद में डालते हैं. Because Alfonso mango one of the best, you know. But Alfonso mango जितना इंडिया में डिमांड है उतना US and some parts में डिमांड है. Americans कम खाते हैं, but मैंने देखा Indians ही खाते हैं. तो यहाँ से वहाँ तक जाता है. Is it okay? So all the 3 cropping season clear. So read all the 3. Maybe writing part I'll give less. But ये तो दूंगा. primitive. So that comes directly in the book itself. Shall we? So write down the first in your notebook. Primitive subsistence farming. ये मेरा volume किधर गया? I'll give it to you. I don't need it. But don't mark it. She's giving me a trembling teeth look. What does it mean? White teeth. Good. Types of farming. First one you write down. Primitive subsistence farming. And bracket में जैसा volume में दिया है ना, shifting agriculture के लिए. If at all they ask you what is shifting, मैं separate paragraph दे दूँगा. What is shifting? Right up. Point number 1. Mainly practice. It is mainly practice. Limited areas of the country. Mainly practiced in limited areas of the country. Hyphen tribal population. Hey, do we have tribal population in India?
Yes.
Where? Even Chhattisgarh also, even Jharkhand also, Assam is also. There was a group, I think अभी Assam का वो group आके अभी politics में घुस गया. This was Assam group. Any idea? United Liberation Front of Assam. A student का group था भी ये politics में busy है. One of my good friends is in Chhattisgarh. वो बार-बार बुलाता है. बोलता है कि अभी अकेला आऊँगा तो कुछ नहीं आदिवासी से उठा के. अभी भी वो tribal community है. Chhattisgarh. Full jungle area. And not आदिवासी, they are all terrorists. अभी थोड़ा सा development better है as compared to what it was 15 years ago. तो ऐसा ना कि इंडिया का मैप में रहने के बाद भी बहुत लोग को मालूम नहीं था. अभी एटलीस्ट असम क्योंकि हमारे मराठी मानुष सबको तो लिखा है. Did you see all the political developments in Maharashtra live? Yes. Oh, good. So, what was the best scene you remember? I remember the no confidence motion that I have many times seen on the central government. First time मैंने महाराष्ट्र government का देखा. The 3 officers of the विधान सभा एक के पास जाते हैं, सब लोग अपना अपना नाम बोलते हैं और नंबर भी बोलते हैं मराठी में. Did you watch when that confidence motion? ठीक है, मैं जब civics में आएगा तो मैं बताता हूँ. I really loved it because I was waiting for this political change only. But no. It is in Eknath Shinde. BJP to second fiddle tha. That is a shock. I was lecturing here only. I was telling to my 9th ICSE people. Suddenly news aaya ki Devendra Fadnavis has said Chief Minister is Eknath Shinde. Yeah, not himself. He will leave. And JP Nadda का call आया और JP Nadda ने उसको बोला कि जाओ चुपचाप जाके deputy बनो. And he did not want to become a deputy. अभी बेचारा जितना साल से वो मेहनत किया है, suddenly उसके मुंह से निवाला छीन के उसको दे देगा तो. But then I really understood कि BJP has a master plan. I'll tell you when I'm coming into civics. Then फिर भी बोलो. जी, हिस्ट्री में कौन से civics?
अभी बोल दो.
नहीं अभी मेरा रह जाएगा. ये chapter थोड़ा बड़ा है. Did you write?
Yes.
Right, tribal population. Second point, the word subsistence. The word subsistence is mainly to support one's own family consumption needs. The word subsistence is one's own family consumption needs. Good, thank you. Next. It is mainly dependent on monsoon. Next one. Mainly dependent. It is better. Mainly dependent on monsoon. It is a small 5 minutes break. Shall I give it now? Yes, that's a one. On monsoon. That's. I'll come exactly next 5 minutes. Okay. नहीं इन लोग के पास डैम्स वगैरह वो फैसिलिटीज नहीं है ना, so they depend mainly on monsoon. You are mixing two topics. 5 minutes break. I'll come back in 5 minutes.